Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I came in Mrs. Key's kitchen this morning and I wanted to make a cobbler. And she wanted me to hold her. Are you kidding me? The way she treated me yesterday, she tried to bite me, tried to scratch me. Look at her over there. You see her? So I'm over here on the bar trying to do it there. I want to make a cobbler. Now I got this recipe in 1967. Most of y'all weren't even born then. But I bought it from a church who was having a little bazaar, and all the ladies in that church had gotten together and made a little book with their favorite recipes, and this recipe was in there. Now I'm sure you've seen it. It's been around a long time, obviously. But to me, it's my go-to recipe when I want a cobbler. So easy to do. It's amazing. I love it. It makes its own crust, which is what I like about it. So I have already mixed up, let me see here, 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and a little salt, as you can see in this bowl. I apologize because you can't see what I'm doing. I got a tripod. It was new to me, but it was used. And I tried to use it, and it's one of those that kind of swivels down. I thought, oh, I'm going to love this. I couldn't get the screws to hold in it, and it is plastic, and I couldn't use it. So here I am, my old standby, and that's what I'll do. Okay, now I'm going to add the wet ingredients, which is 1 cup of milk. And I guess you could use canned milk. I've never made it with canned milk, but I'm sure that'll work fine. And then we need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I like the vanilla. I like a lot of vanilla. Usually I add more than that, but I figure this is all the flavoring, the other flavoring that I need for it. Okay, so we stir that up. Just stir it up. Now in the oven, I already have a baking dish with 1 stick of butter, and I'm melting it at 350 degrees. So when I get my mixture all mixed up, we'll get the dish out of the oven and we'll finish the recipe. Okay, now I've taken it out of the oven. I'm having to bend down because I have a tiny tripod, but I'm not the star of the show anyway. The cobbler is. So I've got it out of the oven. The butter is melted, and you want it bubbling hot. Let's see. I'm trying to set it up where maybe you can see what I'm doing. It doesn't look like I'm going to get it that way. This needs to be up some, doesn't it? Alright, let's try. Sorry, y'all. You know, I don't cook a whole lot anyway. Alright, that's better. Much better. Okay, so what we're going to do now. Looks like I'm not prepared, doesn't it? We're going to take the mixture and we're just going to pour it right in to that bubbly hot butter. Get it all in there, and what it's going to do is kind of start baking already. On the sides. That's how it's doing. Now I use canned peaches. You can use whatever you want. Any kind of fruit you want. You can use fresh fruit, and you can use frozen fruit, but I like the canned. And use a slotted spoon because I want some of the juice from the peaches in the cobbler. So we're just going to take our peaches and start laying them around in the cobbler. And like I said, we want to get some of that juice in there. So we don't want to drain our peaches. Whoops, slopped. I made a mess. Second can. I'm going to put 3 cans in this. You know, I was thinking you could use apricots. You know how they have apricots in cans? An apricot cobbler would be delicious. I guess you could do strawberries. Blueberry cobbler. That would be great. Oh yeah, sure would. So I'm putting all these in there. And I'm getting some of the juice in with it. Last can. That's a big old peach right there. Just place it all around it. It doesn't have to be super even in there either. Let me show you what that looks like now. As you can see, I've got it in there. Now I'm going to put it in the oven, and when it's done, I'll bring you back. So, it was in the oven between 40-45 minutes at 375 degrees, and here it is. See how the mixture on the bottom rose up to make this wonderful, beautiful brown crust with all those great peaches inside. Now I did sprinkle a little McCormick ground cinnamon on it. If you don't want the cinnamon flavor, that's up to you. At the end of the video, I will give you the full recipe so that you can pause it there and write it down if you want to. By the way, this is my 1967 Corningware. I've got quite a bit of that. When I got married, I got those as gifts. So I hope you try this. It's really great. Remember, you can use any kind of fruit that you want. It's big enough to feed quite a few people, or maybe just me in a great big spoon. Okay, that's all I have today. I hope y'all have a great day, and I hope God is good to you. Bye-bye.